Hi friends, this is a short video on the builder pattern. Like basically the builder pattern is used in object-oriented programming, to be able to create objects, right? And I thought I would talk about it because JavaScript recently released an iterator function, which is really powerful. If you haven't checked it out, check it out because you can basically create an array of any objects like this. Let's say I have an array of numbers, and then I can just call from on the array, and then I can call the map item, and then say item times 2, and it returns an iterable, and then I can call to array on it, and then it gives me the array of the results, right? So I can just console log this for you to see, right? Exactly. So someone will ask, why use iterable from and not just call just this? Because this also works, right? So someone will say this, why not just call map on the array like we've been doing? So right, and then in that case, I don't need to array, right? So like this. So basically, one of the reasons why you'd want to use iTravel is that it uses lazy loading, right? So it doesn't load all your data at once. It doesn't work on all the data, right? As compared to using map directly on the array, right? So this is more memory efficient. Well, the performance is negligible, but if you're working with a large data set, then you'd want to use this, the iterator, right? So let's jump into the reason why I want to make this video. Is more about talking about the builder pattern, right? So basically, if I have say a person object, usually I can call builder something like this, and then I can change stuff like set name to be able to set the name, say John, and set the age like this to say 25 or 27, whatever it is, and call build on it, you know, and then I can console log this, right? So this is how the builder pattern looks like in general. So I'm just going to take you through how it's done. So usually you have to create a class. So I'll create a class called person, right? And then because this is called on the person without getting instantiated, I need to create a static method called builder, right? And when I create the method, it's going to return the instance of a person. And then I need to create another method, set name, right? So I'll create a method called set name, and it's going to take the name. And then I'm just going to do this dot name equals name. That's how you set the name. Then I return this. I need to return the instance so that other things can be chained on it, right? So I call the age and I pass the age as well. And then I can say this dot age equals age. Then I return this, right? Right. So basically that is it. And I have to create my last function, of course, which is build. Right, and what build does is basically I can just return the object. So I return the object, say name should be equal to this dot name, and then age should be equal to should be assigned to this dot age, right? So that's basically it, and you can see it over here. And I can basically this is cleaner, right? And so if I want to, instead of in my code, if I want to say I want to max a name, I can just say build maxed, all right? Or yeah, build maxed, right? Something like this. And I can have my algorithm for maxing, right? So I'm just gonna return name, and then I can max the name of the person, right? And then I can produce the age, just the age, right? So in the same vein, I can just decide to put this in a variable called const person equals person like this. And then I can either call person.build or person dot build maxed. Right. This is much cleaner rather than having maybe a long if statement if user is maxed, then I write the algorithm else blah blah blah, which is going to be a lengthy code. This is much cleaner and more readable, if you know what I mean. Right. So this is the builder pattern for you. Basically, you have a class and you need to have some static method that creates your instance for you. And then you can have setters for everything that returns the instance. And then you have the final build, right? So let's have a look at the iterator. This is how the iterator looks. And it's almost like the builder function, right? So we are going to use similar approach. So I'll create a class called iterate. I don't want to pollute my namespace by creating the same iterator, so I just call iterate. And then I would have a constructor that takes in an array, and then this array is assigned to my iTravel. So iTravel should be called to array. And then I can create my static method, and the static method is going to be the from. That takes my array, and then it basically returns a new instance of iterate. Focus, iterate, just this array, right? And the next thing is I need to create this magic function. It's called symbol dot iterate. It's a magic function, and you understand what it does soon, right? So it returns this dot my iTravel, and basically it makes my iTravel. So my array iTravel, then put it that way. So it makes my array iTravels. So yeah, like this, and then I can return this. So basically we are making our array iTravel. So this part is done. Now I need to implement the map method. So we know map takes in a function. So we pass the function, and then we can create a generator function now. So I create my generator function. I call it gen, and I need to get my iTravel. So I'm just going to create a variable called that, and I'll keep my iTravel, which is this. Sorry. And then I'm going to say for const item of that. Then what do I want to do? I want to yield. Sure, it's called yield, right? I want to yield my function, my items, And then when I'm out of this function, I want to return my, what do I want to return? I want to return an instance of this with my gen function, right? So that's basically it. And my final bit would be the toArray function. And the toArray, what that does is to return a copy of my iTravel, which is this, right? And because of this magic function, it's basically gonna use the copy function to copy this into an array. So now let's try same thing. We're gonna copy this, and we console log this. But instead of I travel, we are going to use our iterate function. And yeah, that should give us the same answer. So basically, that's all it is. This is all I wanted to show. So see you in the next short video.